Grandma was known as the strongest spiritual protector in the northeastern part of the United States. She had never lost a battle in her life. However, when she saw me for the first time, she was so shocked that she nearly collapsed. I was born with the power of 72 ancient protectors, including legendary figures like Wyatt, who wielded a mighty axe, Sam, known for his courage to take on impossible odds, and Frank, whose wisdom guided armies. When Grandma learned that these 72 spirits resided within me, she was amazed. She made a list of their names so I could easily summon their help in the future. Everything was going smoothly until I turned 6, when an elderly man appeared out of nowhere and disrupted our peaceful life. This man claimed to be a guardian spirit who wanted to challenge Grandma. Such battles between spiritual entities often resulted in dire consequences. If you lost, you had to either apologize on your knees or face worse consequences. But instead of accepting the challenge, Grandma turned and took me home. "Grandma, shouldn't we face him? We have so many powerful spirits in our family." "Why be afraid?" I asked, confused. She lovingly patted my head. "Chris, remember this. True spiritual protectors don't fight for ego. It doesn't matter what others say about us. What matters is that we stay true to our path." I nodded, but deep down, I wasn't satisfied. That night, things took a turn for the worse. The door to our house burst open with a loud bang, and the candles in our spiritual hall suddenly ignited, their flames higher than ever before, casting a strange glow throughout the room. Grandma slammed her hand on the table, clearly furious. "He's gone too far," she declared. "I've held my patience all day, but now he's crossed the line. If it's a fight he wants, it's a fight he'll get." With that, Grandma lit incense, said a few words, and suddenly a whirlwind appeared in front of her, spiraling out of the house into the yard. I knew that this was the work of the ancient protectors. They were preparing for battle. As the whirlwind swept outside, the wind grew stronger, accompanied by eerie howls. It was a chilling sight, but soon enough the fight seemed to end. However, Grandma suddenly coughed violently, and the light from the candles in the spiritual hall dimmed significantly. "Of course," Grandma muttered. "He's worshipping a wolf spirit. No wonder he's so bold." Wolf spirits are rare and dangerous, lurking in the shadows and difficult to defeat. At that moment, the whirlwind returned to Grandma, still spinning. She sighed and said, "If you want to go out and fight, go ahead." With that, the whirlwind shot back outside, but within minutes, Grandma's body trembled and she spat out a mouthful of blood. The candles behind her were extinguished, leaving the room in darkness. My father, furious at seeing Grandma in such a state, grabbed a kitchen knife and stormed outside. But before he could confront the attacker, an old voice called from the yard, "The Smith family isn't so tough after all. Tomorrow I'll return, and you'll have to admit to everyone in town that your spirits are weaker than mine. If not, I'll tear down your spiritual hall." Laughter echoed in the distance as the man left. I clenched my fists in anger, wanting to fight back, but Grandma sighed again. "It's a shame," she said. "Our strongest protectors left years ago to save you, and they've been recovering ever since. If they were here, this wouldn't have happened." The next morning, word spread across town that an old man had come to challenge Grandma. The townspeople didn't know about the spiritual battle from the night before, but they couldn't believe Grandma would back down from such a challenge. Yet, to everyone's surprise, Grandma went to meet him. My parents helped her to the edge of town, where the old man stood, a smug grin on his face. My father, unable to contain his anger, shouted, "Who do you think you are, demanding my mother bow to you?" The old man sneered. "You'd really sacrifice your family's spiritual legacy over a little pride." Grandma, looking tired, sighed, "A loss is a loss. I'll do what's necessary to protect our legacy." As she prepared to kneel, I couldn't hold back any longer. "No, Grandma, you don't have to do this. I'm here. Let me handle him," I shouted. The old man laughed. "What could a child like you possibly do?" Without a second thought, I called out, "Uncle John, someone's messing with our family." To everyone's astonishment, a large, muscular man appeared beside me. Standing over 6 feet tall, his presence was commanding. The old man's expression changed as he saw Uncle John appear. Clearly, he hadn't expected me to have such powerful spiritual protectors. Grandma, surprised, asked, "Who are you?" Uncle John laughed. I'm one of Chris's protectors, one of the 72 guardians. The old man, clearly intimidated, tried to maintain his composure. Do you really think one guardian can defeat me? He sneered. But before he could say another word, more protectors appeared around us, surrounding him and his wolf spirit. Seeing this, the old man's face paled. He had underestimated me and my protectors. One of the protectors, a woman named Mia, stepped forward. You've crossed the line. We'll give you one chance to leave peacefully and never return. The old man, clearly shaken, refused. You can't just destroy my legacy, he shouted. Mia smirked. We'll do more than that. If you don't leave, we'll make sure you regret ever challenging us. In the blink of an eye, Uncle John and several other protectors grabbed the old man and his wolf spirit, banishing them from the town. The townspeople, unaware of the true events, were left speechless as the old man disappeared from sight. Grandma, though relieved, was somber. She took my hand and quietly led me home, where she gave me a cup of water from the spiritual hall. Drink this, Chris, she said. As soon as I drank it, I felt drowsy and fell asleep. In my sleep, I heard Grandma speaking to the protectors. Chris is still young. He needs to learn humility, or else he'll become reckless. Mia's voice replied, You're right. What do you plan to do? I'll seal his spiritual powers for now. When he's older and ready, we'll unseal them, Grandma said. I didn't see Uncle John or the others again for many years, not until I was 22, when an accident awakened the 72 guardians once more.